I have an insane story to share with you guys later on in this video, so make sure to stay tuned for that. I also want to make this intro quick because there's a homeless guy. He's circling the dumpsters over here. He was circling over there, so I moved over here. Then he went over there, and now he's back over here. I'm pretty sure he wants to come up to my car and ask me for some money. I'm not going to give him any money because that man has 2 arms, 2 legs. He's walking. He's moving. He's got everything he needs to go out and make some money. Buy a lawnmower, go door to door, knock on people's doors, and make some money. But I am back also. It's Tuesday, 9:17 a.m. right now. Last Tuesday, I ended up getting sick. Literally mid-shift, I started just getting worse and worse and worse. And then Wednesday didn't come out. Thursday didn't come out. Last Friday, I did come out. Didn't record, brought the camera. I was worried that I was going to aggravate my throat again. Plus, my nose was still a little bit runny. So I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and just put all that away. I just worked for a little bit, made a little bit of money. I had to make something. I couldn't go a whole week without making money. And that's because the IRS is getting $10,000 from me. A lot of people were confused about how am I paying $10,000. I hire a tax expert, I go through all of my deductions, and I still have to pay $10,000. For those of you that are doing this job and you're not paying taxes throughout the entire year and you're filing your taxes with the IRS and you're not paying anything, stay tuned for the story, because I'll tell you what happened to a buddy of mine. He is well, I'll tell you guys later. Anyways, I do have a $7 and some change Chick-fil-A order. Gonna go inside and pick it up right now and get the day started. I dropped off the Chick-fil-A, still can't get on DoorDash until 10:30, and right now it's 9:33, so there's about an hour until I can get onto that. So I ended up taking, hold on, let me go back to it. Yeah, this new map, this is terrible. They updated Spark, so now it looks like every other app where you see like the map of everything, and then it shows you the offer down here. Personally, I liked the blue screen. It was a lot easier to look at, but maybe they updated it to stop crashing on my phone, because Spark crashes on my iPhone 14 Pro Max. Literally like every 10 to 15 minutes it crashes. But $32.78, I got that, 6.4 miles. All 3 of the customers are alcohol, which I'm not a fan of, because you know what can happen in my market. Someone can get the liquor store order and then steal half the tip. But in this case, all 3 of them are alcohol. So I seriously doubt that all 3 of them are gonna have half the tip stolen. As long as the biggest order doesn't order anything from the liquor store, I'm straight. The alcohol orders are dropped off. None of the 3 customers mentioned anything about having a second delivery dropped off. So that must mean that I'm gonna get the full tip on that order. On the way back though, I was gonna go to Tyrone to try to do some food delivery, because on Tuesdays I don't really focus on Spark, but I got another alcohol delivery order. This time it's $33.48 to go 5.8 miles, and this time it's only 2 customers. One of the customers has alcohol, the other one doesn't. So again, same thing, we'll just hope that they did not order something from the liquor store. Actually, let me see if they got what did they get? Oh yeah, I forgot. I can't see what the items are because I started the trip already. It is packing up at least. They're not behind, so I can just go there and scoop this up. Holy crap, I just dropped off the last Spark order and I just got another banger. What's going on today? Why am I getting all of these big orders? $41.31. It is alcohol again for one of the customers, but it's not the biggest one. It's actually one of the smaller ones. 4.9 miles as well. Money to miles is, of course, fantastic, but why am I getting these? I'm not even at the Walmart. Look, I'm over here on 84th Lane North. I'm nowhere near that Walmart. I'm actually closer to a different one, but yet here I am getting orders from the Seminole Walmart. Now, if anybody knows, I've tried to figure this out. How do I see my trips? I don't have any button. I see the earnings tab. I can see my earnings right there, but how do I see how many trips I've done? Because there's no button for that anymore. And when I'm doing my my videos, I look at the trips to see how much I made. That's how I'm able to add up the Spark earnings. But without seeing that, that's gonna make it a little tough. So if anyone knows how I can see the trips, I guess let me know down below, because if I don't figure it out, then I don't know how I'm going to update the earnings throughout the video. This update is just so dumb. I've literally tried to click everything. There's no other buttons. This is just a map. I've tried clicking every button. I even looked through the email that Spark sent out about this UI design change, and there's like, it shows you that you can see your earnings, which is great. You can click your earnings and you can still see how much you're making, but I want to see it on a trip by trip basis. I don't want to see it like this. And the only thing that I can think of is what Spark is doing is they don't want you to see the trips anymore, which I don't know why, because they sent out these incentives. Do they even still send out incentives? Surely, right? Yeah, there's a tab for it. They send out these incentives that say, oh, do 5 trips and you'll get this incentive. Well, how am I supposed to know? Oh, Dollar General, no. But how am I supposed to know how many trips I've done if it says do 8 trips and make an extra 25 bucks, right? Just for example. How am I supposed to know if I'm on trip 7, 6? Oh, okay, well, it still shows you. Yay, look at that, though. We need one more trip. Hey, Jersey Mike's, let's go and see what we got. I mean, that's cool, I guess. It still shows you how many trips you've done on the incentives, but I want to know, like, how much I'm at throughout the day, and I guess I just won't know that anymore. But yeah, 4 trips for $18, and then $24 is 5 trips. I guess until I figure it out, I'll just have absolutely no idea what I finish with, because I start at 9 a.m. Imagine doing an order at 9 a.m. and then trying to remember how much that order was exactly worth at, like, DoorDash! Stop sending me! They sent me no orders. They sent me absolutely no orders for the past 30 minutes. I turn on the camera to start speaking, and they send me nothing but trash orders. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Oh, wow, $5 to go 6.4 miles. Anyways, gonna go back to Walmart, or at least try to get close to there, and see if I can maybe get another round robin. They actually did end up sending me a DoorDash order that I just couldn't refuse. It was $15.50 to go 5 miles at the time, and it was 21 items. Now, with a high item count, you always kind of expect a hidden tip, but the fact that they already showed me $15.50, I don't think there's going to be anything hidden, but you never know. I mean, they could hide a quarter in there. It's such a shame that they do that, but they do. Also, I was worried about the fact 21 items, would there be any drinks? And I looked through all the items and there's no drinks. The other day I actually had one that had, I think, 8 or 12 drinks. I forgot. It was a bunch, and then those people only ended up tipping $10. $7.85, 3.6 miles. Actually, this is going the same way, isn't it? Hold on, I think. Well, hold on, give me a sec. I took another look at the DoorDash order, and yeah, both of these orders are going the exact same way. $7.85 added on to that $15.50. We just stacked it, and we're already here. So let's go get them. Holy crap, what the heck? That was $15.50 what was shown. I full on did not expect any hidden tip, and that ended up being $24 on top of the $7 and some change Uber order that I dropped off. And yeah, that second order was going down to a dentist, so that's freaking awesome. Didn't get a round robin, right, because I was too far away. I ended up taking a couple food orders, and I make that much money as well. I think now my goal is going to be to try to make it back to that Seminole Walmart so I can try to get myself that curbside order, because whatever curbside order I get, I'm gonna get an extra $18 on top of it. So even if it's like relatively trashy, let's say like $13 for 2 miles, well, that's not really trashy. Well, I'm just saying, if I get something that's not really favorable, I'm still gonna take it because I'm gonna get the extra $18. $6.13, 4.7 Popeyes. I've actually never picked up from Popeyes, and I don't think I ever will. Oh yeah, here we go. Got ourselves another Spark order. I was able to make it back over here to the Walmart. 1:25 p.m. is when this dropped, so I want to make sure to remember that for future orders, because I need to do one more after this one, and I'll get some more money from the incentive. But $20.50, 4.4 miles. There is some alcohol in it, but it's not even gonna just stay $20. This is actually going to be a $38.50 4.4 mile order. And let me go ahead and take a look at the incentives real quick. Yeah, so right there, one more for that 18, and then 5 trips for that 24. I wish I was getting some more money. I wish I could just make like $100,000 a day doing Spark. But okay, we're gonna go ahead and chill out, wait for this. Got ourselves a Jersey Mike's. I'm not doing it. And while I'm sitting here, I think this is going to be a perfect time to talk about that insane story that I was mentioning in the intro. So this is actually about my friend. This isn't about me, because I don't commit tax fraud. I don't lie on my taxes. This is not about me. This is about somebody that I know who shared their story with me, and I asked them if I could share it with my YouTube channel because I thought it would generate some good clicks. And it's actually, you know, I think that there's not many people talking about the actual risks of tax fraud. I don't know if I should even call it tax fraud. It's not exactly tax evasion. Well, to a certain degree it is, but let me get into the story and you guys are gonna understand what happened. This story does not even take place this year. This story takes place in 2022, 2 years ago. My friend received, well, he received a letter in the mail this year, a couple months ago. I think it was maybe 2 months ago. He got a letter in the mail, and it was from the IRS. And they were basically saying that they were looking at the numbers, they were looking at everything that he submitted, but what the IRS got from other places, right? Because if you didn't know, whatever you do, like Uber, Spark, whatever, right? Even if you're on a website gambling, they have to send legally the information about your gambling or your driving or your money, whatever you're doing, they have to send that to the IRS. Like even Coinbase, right? When I buy and sell on Coinbase, if it's over $600, Coinbase has to send that form to the IRS, right? And then it's your job also as well to send your form to the IRS to show, okay, but this is what I did, this is my deductions, this is how much I lost in the stock market or the crypto market and stuff like that, right? That's how the IRS works. That's how paying taxes works. So 2 years ago, this guy thought that it would be a good idea to fabricate some of the information that he was sending to the IRS. And that's never a good thing. I don't advocate for that. If you are the IRS, I don't know if you guys have ever seen like the cartoons. If a cartoon character is afraid of the IRS, then why shouldn't you be, right? The IRS is the one, not one person, but it's the one group of people you can never mess with, right? The IRS will always catch you. From what he told me a couple years ago, he started fabricating some of the things that he was sending in. So he would do, what did he do? He did stock market stuff, and he made profit in the stock market, but he didn't want to show the IRS all of the profit because he thought that if he showed all the profit, he would have to pay taxes on all of that, which is how that works. And he also did the food delivery driving. He didn't have Spark at the time, but he did food delivery, and he would put so many miles down that he would drop his payments. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, anybody that tells you that they are not paying taxes while they're doing this job is pretty much committing tax fraud. There's no other real word for it, right? You have zero taxes taken out throughout the entire year. If you're not paying quarterly, which I don't even pay quarterly, I just pay at the end of the year or at the beginning of the year, whatever, I just pay the fee, right? So if you're not paying quarterly and you're not paying any taxes, then you're, let me go and just X that out, then you are absolutely committing tax fraud. There's no way. I'm sorry, unless you are losing money while driving, but if you're losing money while driving, why are you even doing the job? You can't sustain that lifestyle. So those people that say that they're not paying taxes or they're paying like $100 in taxes, but they sat out there working 40 to 80 hours a week, you know, delivery driving, they're gonna eventually get caught, right? Eventually it's going to come to them as well. But anyways, this guy, so he would up his mileage a lot. I think I had around 30 something thousand miles last year. He put, I think, what did he say? Close to 50,000 miles. That's what he put. He put close to 50,000 miles. And then on top of that, he would deduct everything. And you can't deduct everything, right? There's a standardized deduction, I think, and an itemized deduction. And the standardized deduction is you can deduct the miles. And then the itemized deduction is wear and tear on the car, new tires, car maintenance, basically, right? That's itemized deduction. And you can't do both. But what you can do is, oh, I pay monthly for a car wash, right? You can do that. Or I had to buy a new charger, right? You can deduct those things. But you can't do like, oh, I had to change my transmission, so I'm going to deduct that and deduct my miles. So that's what he did. Let me go ahead and I was gonna say, let me deduct this, let me reject this. So that's what he did. He would put money onto the tax form that he changed his tires, he changed headlights. What else did he say that he changed? Just general maintenance. Oh, oil change, that was a big thing. He put oil changes on top of the miles, on top of the tires, on top of everything. And you can't do that. So because the IRS was so low on people, they do take a look at everybody's forms. Don't sit there and think that, oh, I'm gonna send my form in and the IRS will never take a look at it, because they will. They have people that literally their whole entire job is to open up your portfolio that you send them and look through everything and look through everything that these companies are sending in. So when things are a red flag, I will say the good thing is you don't immediately go to jail. I know our parents always get so scared of that. They're like, oh man, if you know, don't do this, you'll go to jail. You don't just automatically go to jail all the time, right? He got a letter in from the IRS and it basically said, hey, we're missing these numbers. We don't know where you're getting these deductions from. And remember, this is 2 years ago. He saved nothing. He has nothing about that tax. He doesn't have any of that mileage report anymore. He doesn't have those receipts anymore. He threw them all away. I don't know if he even has the emails about it, right? I don't know his entire story. But he doesn't have that stuff anymore. And the IRS is now asking for it. And if he cannot provide proof to the IRS about what he said, he will be forced to pay all of that money that he was supposed to pay and all of the interest from 2 years. If you didn't know, if you lie on your taxes and the IRS figures it out 2 or 3 years down the road, you don't just pay the, oh, okay, $3,000, $4,000 here, take it. You pay interest every single month that you've lied up until it took the IRS to figure out that you lied, send you a letter in the mail, and then you begin making payments. So what was probably an extra $4,000, $3,000 or $4,000, maybe let's even say $5,000, he should have just paid that year. He has to now pay closer up to, what was it? I think it was somewhere up to $22,000, right? On top of, because he doesn't have the forms anymore. He doesn't have those forms, so he can't say anything like that anymore. He can't say that, oh, I deducted this and this and this. He doesn't have those receipts. And then all that interest that accrued, he just basically dug a hole and shot himself in the foot. And that was it. There's absolutely nothing now that he can do, and he has to pay that back. And the IRS, like I said, you don't mess with them. I think the IRS can freeze your bank account. They can just start taking money out of your bank, right? He's still doing this job. So not only is he going to have to pay all of that money back, but he's going to have more taxes accruing. He has to pay taxes for the last year. He has all that money he has to pay, and he's still doing this job. He has to pay all the money that he's doing so far this year on next year's taxes. So you can see how, you know, when I see people, especially on my YouTube channel, flaunting around, oh, I didn't pay any taxes, I don't have to do any of that, or I only paid $200, $300, but I worked every single day, 40 hours a week, and, you know, I don't have to pay none of that. Well, good luck, because eventually your time is going to come too, and you're going to get a letter as well, and you can sit there and you can say, oh, well, I'm just not going to pay it. Okay, well, I hope you don't have a bank account, because if you have a bank account, they're going to start taking it from the bank account. And if you start taking money out of the bank account, now you're tax evading. You're not giving the IRS the money that they want. You're not paying them off. You're hiding money from them. Good luck, because then after that, you go to prison. And there's nothing else after that, right? You just go to prison, your life's basically over from there. So this guy who told me this story is now having to work literally 80 hours a week. He's super stressed. He doesn't know what he's going to do. His girlfriend's probably gonna end up leaving him and go cheat on him with some other dude. His life basically fell apart because he didn't want to pay his taxes. And that's why I say that never mess with the IRS, and that's why I tell you guys the truth. I'm paying $10,000 in taxes. Can I afford to pay $10,000 in taxes? Technically, I can sell my Solana and pay that off, but instead what I do is I get on a payment plan, and my payment plan says, let me just, I'll make it real quick so I don't feel like unlocking my phone. My payment plan says I can pay it off in, I think, 90 days or 180 days, and I'm good. So take this story for whatever you will. That's just his experience. I'm sure there's a lot of other people out there with similar experiences, and if you actually YouTube up people or Google people that have tax evaded, there are people that try to get away with millions of dollars worth of unpaid taxes, and it's always the same ending. They always end up going to prison. So I'm gonna go ahead and wait for this round robin. Hopefully you paid your taxes. It's not meant to scare you. It's just meant to be eye-opening for you and say, hey, you know, you got to, you know, it's the reality that we live in. You're not getting taxes taken out every week, every check. You have to pay taxes at the end of the year, though. I know it doesn't make for an exciting vlog when I'm doing just mainly Spark, but I have to go where the money is, and if today's gonna be all about Spark, then I'm just gonna be doing Spark orders. It's 2:16 p.m. though. I did get that incentive, so I got the extra $18. I wish I could see the trip so I could calculate. Oh wait, what did I just do? Oh, that's just my zone. Okay, I don't want to switch the zone out, so let me go ahead and click done, X that out. But yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, I clicked every button. It doesn't show you the trips anymore, and I think that's one of the worst updates that Spark has probably ever done. What's the point of hiding that from us? But yeah, I'm gonna go try getting another round robin. I mean, it's where the money's at. I did get one round robin. It was $16.99, but it was 3 different customers, and I think it was 6.9 miles or 5.9 miles. That for me is just not worth it. Also considering there was alcohol in it, so I have to spend time getting their ID, typing everything in because the ID never scans in Florida. So I ended up declining that one. I sat over here for maybe an extra minute and I got a shopping order for a lady that I've delivered to in the past. $14.35 to go 2.1 miles. The money to mile ratio makes this somewhat worth it. It is alcohol. She always orders alcohol. At least she comes out fast. But it's also not a big order. 10 items. I'm already here and I'll make 14 bucks on a Tuesday. I'll take that. Another successful delivery. She was actually in the shower when I showed up. She was yelling from the shower, "Hey, hold on, I just hopped in the shower." And it's like, it's weird that someone would hop in the shower right as you're like, because she had to order it, right? She ordered it express, but then again, she probably thought it was going to get taken by one of these other guys, and then they would have held on to it forever until they stacked it with something else. But yeah, I dropped it off fast. I'm actually tempted to get some lunch right now. It's 3:02 p.m., so I could have time. $3.69 for gas, what the heck? All right then, 3:48 p.m. Been sitting here for a while actually, and did not get any round robins. Did not get any shopping orders either, so don't have that to go off either. Right now it is, technically we are in the dreadful times, but we are exiting it right now. I don't know whether or not I want to stay at the Walmart and try to just maybe wait until the next round robin, or should I leave and go to Tyrone? It's like, it's already 3:48, so do I leave? And then what if I don't get anything and I have to come back? That's kind of the dilemma I have right now, because I don't think it's going to be busy anywhere. That's kind of the main reason I've been doing Spark, because I didn't think food delivery was busy. I also did get to catch up with an old friend just now, so that was awesome. So I don't know, should I, maybe, you know what? I don't know. If I leave, I miss out on everything. If I stay, I miss out on all the food delivery. I think what I'll do is I'm gonna try the Seminole Plaza. I haven't been up there in a long while just because the Chick-fil-A is still being remodeled. I did drive by it. They actually gutted the entire place, and they're full blown changing everything inside of there. But I mean, there's other restaurants over there. I'm gonna give it a shot. If I don't get anything, at least I'm not far away from the Walmart. I was able to get another order, not from the Plaza, but from the Winn-Dixie down over here on the beach. $24.08. Showed up for 19 items, but there's a couple duplicates, so I think it's gonna be somewhere like 15 or 16 different items. I went ahead and took it. $24. That's all me. I've only done 2 DoorDash orders today. This one was $24.08. Took me 12 minutes to shop for it because they were out of the coffee and he didn't have a substitute, but I didn't want to substitute some random coffee, so I just left that one as an issue refund. Normally I call the customer if it's like multiple things out of stock, but if it's just like one thing, I don't bother, because they get a notification anyway. When I put, you know, that the item's out of stock, they get a notification. He didn't mention anything about it, so drop that off. But yeah, that's 2 orders on DoorDash, and I made $48 off of them. I be taking, or not multi-upping, I be taking cherry picking to the next level. If it's not at least $20, I ain't taking it. I hate that they send me a good order right before the round robin is supposed to drop. $8.05 for 1.3 miles. I mean, I have to take that. That's such a good order. I almost actually lost it. I had 2 seconds left. I'm gonna go ahead and take this. I mean, it's 1.3 miles away, so if I can go to Village Inn right now, they have the order ready, and then I can scoop around and then just scoop around over, make a big circle. I'm hoping that I won't be too far away, but that's crazy to think. Like, well, I don't know. I've been getting round robins being far away. But then I also get round robins being close to the Walmart. I really don't know how they gauge that. It's like sometimes when I'm not close, I don't get anything, but other times when I'm not close, I get a whole bunch of orders. I guess it's just maybe depends on how many orders are actually out there. I'm gonna go to Village Inn. Let's pick this order up. I had to go ahead and unassign the order. When I walked in, I said I was picking up for the customer, and he looked confused because he said somebody else came in and picked up that order a little while ago. So he went into the back and he asked them if they were actually preparing that one, and they said yes, but I don't know how long they're going to take to prepare that order. And while I was standing in there, I got a $35.35 shopping order. It has alcohol in it, so I mean, I don't mind the alcohol, but only 1.9 miles. I would have waited for the for the Village Inn, it's just, I mean, this is 35 bucks. I'm not gonna go ahead and let this one go. I know I could start the trip and wait for it and do both, but I'd rather just knock this out because I still need one more round robin to get that extra $6. Another easy $35. It's insane how easy today actually was. I mean, I didn't struggle at all. I mean, I was sitting around from time to time, don't get me wrong, but I chose to do that. I chose to sit at the Walmart, and it's paid off. So is Walmart Spark making a comeback? Because the past couple of days, I've been going crazy on Spark versus food delivery. Saying that though, I don't want to say food delivery has been bad. I've just been focusing more of my attention on Spark because look at the orders that I'm getting, and I actually have incentives again. It's 6:33 p.m. right now, so I don't know how lucky I'm going to get with the curbside orders. So I ended up taking a $12 one. Now it is $12 for 4.8 miles, but remember we do have that incentive, which will give me an extra $6. So it's one customer, 10 items, very small order, no alcohol. And it's, yeah, it's 4.8 miles, but it'll be $18 instead of 12. So yeah, that just looks a lot better, right? Sounds a lot better. You know, you got to visualize it in your own mind. But we just dropped off that one Spark order. Now we're going to do this one and make another $18. I was full on expecting to make that last curbside order that I just did my last order of the day, since it is 7:10 p.m. and I think that's a great ending point. But they sent me another $30 order, and I had a dilemma. You know, do I want to make another $30? Yeah, I do. Do I want to work for it? No, I don't. You know, that's the thing, right? I would love to make money by not actively working for it, but the issue with that is I'm not already rich, and I owe a bunch of money in taxes that need to be paid back. Also, not even that doesn't include the costs of the website that I'm building that I haven't been mentioning for a long time because people get very upset when I mention the website. But it's $30.27, 5.4 mile, does have some alcohol in it, and it was 32 items. So more items than the dollars that I'm going to be getting, but it's 30 bucks and it's 7:10 p.m. I would be a fool not to take this. This shopping order was by far the most difficult shopping order I think I ever did. I can't imagine another time where it was harder. The first item, I had to literally find an associate because it was sleeves for cans. Can sleeves? I don't know. It was some printed can sleeves. Told me to go to H18. So I go there and it's a bunch of lamps. So I find an associate. I'm like, hey, can you type this in and tell me where it tells you to go? He says, go H18. I'm like, nah, man, no way. So he decides to go walk over there. I got mad because I told him, bro, don't go, it's lamps. But whatever, he decides to go walk down there. Then he gets his team lead. Team lead says, we ain't got that. So I was like, you know what? Okay, fine. And what sucks about it is I walked across the entire store, right? I had to use the bathroom anyway, but still. So then after that, one by one, item after item, out of stock, out of stock, out of stock, out of stock. I'm like, dude, no, there's no possible way that she picked every single item in that store that was out of stock. Luckily, she did have substitutions, but still, imagine someone's shopping for you and literally the first 8 or 9 things are all substituted. And it wasn't even just 8 or 9 things. I mean, once I got to the back, to the sodas, I had to substitute every soda. I had to say that the sparkling ice was out of stock. What else? I don't even remember. The water. She wanted water. Water was out of stock. Like, I was like, dude, there's no freaking way. She wanted substitutes for all these things, which was great other than the body armor, but that leads me on to the next thing. I had to walk all the way up to the front to the cold case because that's where it said that body armor would be. I did check in the back when I was there and it wasn't there. So I shopped for everything else, go to the front, lo and behold, the item is not there. So then she had substitutes on that. I had to go all the way to the back of the store again to get those, and they were out of stock too. I was like, dude, no way. Well, it is that time of day. Time to go home and eat some hamburgers. Yes, I actually stopped by Publix yesterday. That's where I've been getting all of my fruits and vegetables. I would get it at Walmart. I do a majority of my shopping at Walmart, but the fruits and vegetable section is just depressing at Walmart. I don't know how these other customers that I pick up from, I don't know how they order the produce from there. I look at it, half of it's rotten, the other half of it is, it looks no good. I remember one time I had to find some onions for a customer, red onions, every single one of them were rotten. I literally couldn't get it for them without it being rotten. So yeah, that's where I do all that. And plus I also get my meats from Publix too. It does cost a little bit extra, but again, you're paying for the quality, right? I would rather have good quality foods and vegetables versus having, you know, Walmart's garbage, right? But everything else, I'll get it from Walmart. I did my calculations though. It was such a freaking pain because Spark removed the trips tab. I cannot find it. I've been looking all day, every day, not every day, but I've been looking all day today trying to find where that is, and I can't find it. So I had to go through every single base pay and add on every tip after that. Some people will say, well, you can't add the tip because it hasn't come in yet. The last time I checked, this channel is called Mushy Moo and I own it, so that means I can do whatever I want. If you want somebody else that doesn't calculate that stuff, you go watch their channel. But it ain't gonna be as exciting as mine. Did the calculation, $332.51. Not a bad day. Not a bad day. $331 on a Tuesday. It's not like this is like a weekend or something. It's a Tuesday and we're making this kind of money. So that's actually pretty epic. Solana. Solana's red, everything else is green. I don't like to see that, but then again, I mean, Solana's just following Bitcoin, and Bitcoin has been keeping down the market. What's crazy is these ETFs have actually ruined crypto. I mean, they've ruined altcoins because Bitcoin barely drops, and then all the other altcoins drop like 20%. It's kind of like, you know, everybody was excited for the ETFs, but it hasn't really benefited altcoins at all. I don't think it's going to benefit altcoins this bull run either. I think Bitcoin's going to really soar this bull run, but altcoins are kind of going to get left behind. I don't think Solana will. I still think Solana has a lot of room to run because of its usability. It did have some congestion issues, which I thought they were going to release a patch, but I don't know if they actually did that. Curious if I should buy any. I mean, I did buy $300 worth. You can see that I'm down $7. I mean, it's a good price. The thing is, I don't want to toss in 25 right now because I have all these other, you know, things that I have to pay. I'd say, you know what? Why don't we drop it down to 10 bucks? Yeah, what's 10 bucks, right? This is what I've been telling people, right? If you don't have $25 like I do, why not just buy $10 worth of Solana? And that's going to give me 0.06 Sol. That's cool, right? We came out, we worked, we invested a bit of our money. The rest of it's going to go to bills, but we invested a little bit of it. And yeah, you know what? That's it, right? People telling me, well, I can't invest because I don't have money. I can't invest because I have bills and kids. Well, come on, you're working all day. Invest in yourself. Put in $5 or $10 into something. It doesn't have to be Solana. Do Bitcoin, right? 5 to 10 bucks into Bitcoin. Don't even take it off the exchange, right? I mean, what's the point, right? It would cost you more money to take it off the exchange. Keep it on the exchange. Bull run comes. You profit a little bit and you move on with life, right? You take that money. Maybe you can, you know, buy your kids some extra thing for school or something. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good night, guys.